So, so far, this is what I've done. A random entity spawner where basically also a very bad area, attack area. And now what I want to implement is a chunk-based system. Okay, for some reason I see the color basically blinking. Okay, okay, there's a bunch of bad things when it comes to the game, but I don't know. I'm gonna try and fix that for now, since what I just want is to be able to implement, chunk-based procedural generation. So now I'm gonna learn that by using ChatGPT, of course. Not really sure if this one has it. Oh, you guys can see this one. Guess you guys can see that. Never mind, my friend. Okay. Procedural 2D map generation. And I want to know if this one has it. Maybe. So it's mostly good though. Yeah.
All right, team, we're transitioning to FLAC, but tasks are still going to be on Bullfrog.
Did nobody see my poppycock post?
Sorry.
There was no clappy claps on it. Make sure you track your time on Fireplace. Then ping me on SmackDog. Guys.
I don't know. Yeah.
Hey
Okay.
everyone, I am Aeroplace and welcome to the second or maybe the first devlog. I don't know if I can count previous one as a devlog, but here we are. And moving on, this game I'm making is a sort of 2D survival RPG game, or in simple words you could say 2D Minecraft. In my previous video, I explained that I'm making a player customization system and also do some customizations, but before importing the character and working on that stuff, I wanted to make the world first. And as an experienced indie developer, you can't just say
Ah,
okay, I'm
Unity.
into creating
I
main
see.
assets. You
He's
start
using.
procedurally generating the world. And what is procedural?
Ah, alright. I guess sometime. Ah, there you go. What does this guy have to say? Ah, this, this is.
Hello everyone and welcome to this first game dev video. Today we're going to learn how to make a 2D game map. There will be a link to the theory. Individual as developers came up with precisely the
One thing I noticed as well is I was learning C sharp. I was just recently learning C sharp, so I wasn't able to follow the naming conventions. So this is gonna be really bad. I'm gonna rewrite all of this anyways. I don't know what that is. Wow. Heck. Worst case scenario is I'm gonna be writing my own algorithm.
Pickle! Pickle! Let's talk about randomness.
I'm gonna be subscribing to these people sometime.
Computers and randomness don't really match. After all, a computer can only follow very precise instructions. So, if computers need structure and logical sequences, how can they do random operations? And on top of that, how can we use these random operations to generate worlds that seem to make sense? In the world of computers, we have two kinds of random numbers: true random numbers and pseudo random numbers. True random numbers rely on actual randomness occurring in the physical world, such as cosmic background radiation. Whether that truly is random or not is an entirely different question about the predictability of the universe, but this is not a physics channel and I'm not a physicist, so for our purposes, let's just call it truly random. This is pretty much as random as we could possibly get using a computer, but it is quite impractical and actually way overkill for most purposes.
I don't need to know any of these. Okay, I gave up. Never mind. Is there like an article to the procedural generation chunk? So, negative. This noise generate high temperature range chunk. Generating positive. Infinite tangent. And what's ChatGPT? Okay, explain how do I implement a 2D generation system? Right. Procedural generation chunk system. And monotone. Okay, and change. Um, so what are the methods? What methods do game developers add to their system? So I kind of understand it already because I've already asked ChatGPT. It turns out that you're not going to be using arrays if you're using chunk-based systems. Instead, you are going to be using a hash map because otherwise, if you're using arrays, well, that's going to be a bad thing because there is no negative number when it comes to arrays. So when I'm rendering stuff, it has a start x and a start whatever. Taking the pause of the camera, render distance. Okay. Now I'm quite confused. So, oh my god. Oh, my code, I can't read it. Oh, damn. Oh, Lord. So, render distance. That's frame rate. Yeah, okay. Ah, yes. Okay, so I'm dividing it by the frame width. And I would initially take in if I start y, start x, whatever. Okay, so I think this is okay. This one is totally okay, probably. But I'm not, yeah, not layout. Where do I access that? So get length 0. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Because it's an array. It's an array. So you use hash maps instead of arrays this way. Alright, never mind. I'll be asking this question next. So you use so the goal of this long video is that once I finished it, I'm gonna be uploading my own video on how to make a 2D procedural generation chunk in basically lower level game development because so far there's no video about. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try making one. Wait. So I'm gonna if I is less than 0. Continue. Okay. So here's the thing. It cannot be less than 0, which is a bad thing. Because technically, when you're using a chunk-based generator, it's going to be unlimited, so there could be negative values. So I'm going to be removing this in the future. And the way I access values is also get length, which is usually not going to be the case anymore. As it turns out, my role generator, it sucks. Okay, it freaking damn sucks. Alright. This is not necessarily a random role generator. It just generates a one whole square. So far, it generates one square. Yeah, there you go. See, it's a one square. And yeah, just one square. And I can change the size. So when I go to the scene, where is it? There. This is the size. It's basically 20 by 20. Yeah, that's basically what I did. So map size. Now I want to learn this. What is this requires chunk storage, procedure generation, loading, logic. What is it? Okay. Dictionary point chunk chunks. Okay. X and Y. Wait, so the point stores chunk coordinates. Chunk contains tile data. Wouldn't point just be vector 2? So basically chunk store tile data. I just want to confirm if whatever ChatGPT is telling me is true. Okay. Okay, never mind. Okay. To the procedural. Okay. Instead of one game, how about Rayleigh? Chunking system. There you go, you got it. Okay, I'm just gonna read this first. Generate. Okay, space. Chunk X, chunk Y. I don't get it. The X and Y. Random rand. Form and check. New tile. Example 0. Grass. Okay. So basically, this is the time. Right. So I'm gonna randomly put in any value, but that's gonna be a bad thing because that means that there are no patterns. So I need to add some patterns. What? Oh, this is just a chunk. I see. So there's like a draw function for the chunk. Okay. Okay. Primary dictionary. Dictionary chunk. Okay. Int player chunk x. Load chunks around. Wait, what? So this kind of like loads it according to a render distance, is it? What is CX? Player chunk x, chunk y. See, it's chunk of radius. So here, yeah, I guess it's basically render radius. I see. I see. Wait. What the heck's a point? If chunk contains chunk, new chunk. Okay. So basically, I have this chunk, whatever, private chunk load radius to load chunks within a 2 chunk radius. What the heck? Okay, tile texture. So unloading chunks to save memory. Okay, so list point to remove new list point. If not, that as it. Yes, if it's greater than 10, it's less than. Okay, then you remove that. And then, wait, what? To remove chunks that remove. What? Wait, chunks? Remove key. Oh, right. Wasn't this just making it longer though? Rendering the chunks inside your game class. Yeah, there you go. Alright, this kind of like makes sense. What is point? Why use it instead? Vector 2. Okay, let's try. Ah, it is a integer. Okay, that totally makes sense. Oh, wow! Good thing. You know, I've been converting stuff. I've basically been doing this. I don't know. I forgot what you call this. Something that you call that. Yeah, I yeah. I keep on casting them into integers when I could just be using points. Didn't realize that. Cool. Now, this is a lot to do, really. Okay. So far, wait, I kind of forgot. I don't want to see. I don't want anybody to see my history. Um. Okay, I'm just gonna pause the video. Okay, turns out my history wasn't that bad. So I was looking for Perlin noise. Okay, say using Perlin noise. So far you had random tasks. How would you add better? They're purely random tasks. Nice. That's Perlin noise. It's a Perlin noise library. Wow, I gotta do that. Wait, which are we using Perlin noise? Fast noise. Oh my god. Nice, set type noise, fast noise, and for int project. Nice scale. Type else you type here. So empty space. Oh, doesn't make sense. Only draw solid tiles. There's a lot to do. I guess it's just a lot to do. Nice to set. So I gotta install basically this chunk. Fast nice to see us. Simple library for probably nice. C sharp is fast. Nice. Okay, does not include any library. Threshold. I actually do not understand any of these. Wait, skill chip. Full height value, voice to get noise, world X. So it's kind of like world X and 0. Why is it 0? Times 10 plus 8. What is that? Int bound int height value. Convert to into I could just put in an integer, just close it. So ground level height value, and if y is less than this grass, then it's here. So I can basically set this up and change it, right? So basically this is it. So this part is where I set up what tiles to use on certain heights. Yes, exactly, the part goes. That's fine. There you go. I guess this looks pretty cool. Okay, that is amazing. I find this really amazing. It's pretty simple. Good thing. Now it's time for me to test this out and see if I'm gonna fail. Alright. It's graphics. Okay, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT again. I'm really sorry. If I'm going, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna call it for graphics, and I'm just gonna put in chunks here. Chunks. Okay. Chunks. I don't like this. Public. It's basically namespace. There. Also, I didn't realize that this namespace thing, it should be based on the name of the folder. I didn't know. Now I know. Okay. And public. So what are the methods? Um, chunk storage, procedural generation, loading and unloading logic, and rendering. ChatGPT makes life so much easier. I wonder if I'm gonna get spoiled. Okay. Chunk-based 2D generate algorithm. I'm trying to find it, but it just doesn't really get it. Okay, I'm really hungry. Oh, my pride! I don't want to be using ChatGPT, but there's really no choice. There's just no sources. How was Mojang able to develop this kind of idea, anyways? New tile. So I'm not using tiles. There are going to be a bunch of changes to make. It's going to be sprite and it's going to be tile atlas, and then so class chunk tiles. Oh, I see. So basically, this is going to be the position, the chunk. Generate, and then you can draw function. I just want to understand. Int player position dot x divided by chunk, the chunk size times top size. What? What is chunk size? Is there like chunk size? There's no chunk size here. Chunk. The chunk size. There's no chunk size. And you multiply it by tile size? There is no chunk size. Chunk. Generate. Draw. You're kidding, right? Okay. So let me ask you to break it down. Break down the methods for the chunk class. Then, you know what? I'm being a baby. Let me try and learn this myself so that I can understand it. You know what? I'm using a tool. Okay, ChatGPT is a tool. Okay, so break down the methods. Okay, elaborate. Uh, break down idea behind the methods for the chunk class. Okay, class structure. Yeah. Ah, you know what? I'm really stupid. The GPT is not gonna be able to explain this. Anyways, there is no chunk size. Ah, it's this one. Ah, so stupid. Ah, tiles. Store tile data. New tiles. New tile. This isn't gonna work. Fine. So public chunk. So basically int chunk x, int chunk y. Something like that. So I have sprite. There's no tile. So private sprite tile atlas. Uh, is it like public as well? Why is it public? Never mind. Let me make it public as well. So it's gonna be public static const. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Public const int chunk size. What's gonna be? Honestly, it's probably 32. I don't know. Is it though? So there is really though. There's not much stuff here. Since this is gonna be a sprite sheet, it's gonna be a last dot set sprite sheet. I don't know. It's not gonna be this though. It's gonna be a particular size here, but yeah. Wait. I wanna know the height and width of this. Is there like a way? So I'm just gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 9 by 9. Oh, it's actually 9 by 9. Okay, it's pretty cool. I don't know, I already know that. I kind of already know that. Because it is what it is. In website. Run sign. Wait, where was the draw? Oh, there's no draw function here. Kind of confused how I was able to do this. Ah, it's the world. So all of this will be put to waste. I see. Turn up into chunk paste. It's totally fine. What's the point of chunk size? I see now. I need a texture though. Chunk size, chunk size. this means. Public void draw. Right, similar with tile size, tile size. There's like size. Oh, what the heck? Okay, so there's the texture. That's right, texture. Okay, alright. So pressured. It's actually really overwhelming. Okay, so it wants me to like refer to a particular one of these, and it seems like I cannot do that. So at this particular position, I want it to be a different sprite. Wow, that's just different. Instead of being a different sprite, 0 and 1. I see. It can be 0 or 1. Rand time then x. It's sprite. It's texture. It's sprite. Oh, heck. Sorry. I will rise now and go out in the city. This isn't really typical thing, the parameter that you're gonna be having for a tile. I think this is wrong. This is really just wrong. So instead of having this one, I'm gonna be having a value there. Wait. New sprite. Sure. There's a non-negative random integer that is less than the specified maximum. Tiles is equal to this chunk x and chunk y. So it can be an int. No. Derivative is signed integer. That's Yeah, because this is actually a int. I honestly do not understand the first approach. So I'm just taking in that random value and then I'm gonna say private void draw. And to draw this, I need a sprite patch and also a texture 2D texture. This doesn't exist. Okay. Um, there is just no sprite yet. Like there is no sprite. Since I was given a tile texture, then actually this one in particular, since I'm gonna be making a chunk, there must be some kind of like basis. Like if I'm gonna be receiving texture in the first place, wouldn't that like okay. So here's that. So if it makes a new chunk, yeah, new chunk, X and Y, chunk that draws by tile texture. So basically, there's one tile texture, and that's kind of like the bad thing. So technically, ChatGPT is kind of wrong here. So instead of having it here, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Oh my god, my sigh. Okay, it's gonna be a point. Oh no, what the? Okay, point. Um, what is it? Chunk. You know what? Fine. Stupid me. So I'm stupid. So it's gonna be int chunk x. And then what I'm gonna have next is the texture to the tile texture. Or maybe I can say tile atlas. And what I'm gonna do is basically private sprite tile atlas. Well, now in particular, yeah, tile texture. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that means though. Not yet, at the very least. So basically, tile atlas is going to be equal to new sprite texture time per frame 0. Basically, because it doesn't even apply 1. So simple as that. Since it is in fact a spreadsheet, I'm just gonna be, this is just gonna be a default one. So I'm just gonna say tau at last set spreadsheet. I'm just gonna say 9 and 9. I know I made a very bad engine. Tau texture. Tau texture is actually a sprite. So instead of having to do this, I can just basically type in. Oh my god. Okay. It's gonna be tau atlas dot draw. Yeah, there you go. And now it's gonna be tau atlas dot frame width. It's gonna be tau atlas dot. Since technically it's a tile, the frame width's gonna be the same, right? There you have it. It's gonna be the same thing. So now that that's done, I have this stupid thing here. Where's the random generator? The x and y. So basically it's less than x. There's something wrong. What is the point of this? Right? When I do not use it here. I don't get it. I don't get it. So you get the sprite patch, get the x value, get the y value, get a tile size, sprite patch, that's real. Try to understand. Wait, it's just that. What's the point of this? Right? So I get a random value. So isn't it something like when you're gonna be drawing this? No chunks around. Only chunks here. So you load chunks and unload them when you on the hash map when you when clear this. Yes, they enter the places. They got range. They are unloaded. Save. You must stay at previous region. See if they can be. No chunks to memory on the player. Unload chunks to memory. You generate all chunks to memory using a C. Ah, this is way too complicated. Oh my damn. So it's the seed. It's actually doing it. So it's basically loading and unloading load chunks around, and unload chunks around. Wow! Oh my. It's tempting to copy and paste the code. It's because it's difficult to understand. So this is just a chunk, right? Never mind, it doesn't. So, oh, what? About in the city found me. I see in my soul lost. Okay. Come on. I just don't want to copy and paste it. Fine. Copy and paste it. If I understand, then I understand. Good thing. Chunks. Hey, don't I need the using stuff? Do I even need a constructor? Player position. I need the player position. I see. Loading and the loading the chunks dynamically. Wait, this doesn't make sense. Why is it like this? I'm starting to understand. It's basically public void. Fine, you know what? I'm just gonna call it there. So it's gonna be public, it's private void. code chunks around, and I do not need to pass in certain values. I don't believe so, because I think this one, I don't understand how this works. So I just don't believe that I need it this way. Honestly, there's like a formula here that I've done already. It's really pretty damn stupid. This came from ChatGPT as well. I honestly don't understand this. Takes in one player chunk X, player chunk Y, player chunk X, player chunk Y. Ah, the chunk X. Subtracted by chunk low radius. And by chunk low radius. And subtracted by chunk low radius. And by chunk in point chunk key is equal to X and Y. If forget it. You know what? Stop. Okay. And see it. I see now. I see. I see. So it turns out I really do need to pass in a different value. Just put it here, right? Maybe I'm losing focus because of me recording. Oh, I'm blaming this, but it's a test for me as well, so it's totally fine. Honestly, is it really famous to use var better? Wait, it works? Now I'm really confused. Um, so basically there's like a chunk. Yeah, there is a chunk, obviously, man. No shit, shit. Sorry. No shit, Shalom. Oh my lord, I don't understand what this means. I defended ChatGPT too much. This is what I usually do. Because usually there's documents out there, like the SYN system. But this one, there's no document. I don't see it anywhere. And I don't want to read books. I want to read articles. And basically look through this. It didn't have a particular chunk radius. You know what? I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch what's gonna happen. From my bed night to night, I sought him whom my soul loves. Mm-hmm. 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 Wait, it's already a spreadsheet. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize that. No, just for testing purposes, you could try. I didn't need a texture in the first place. Just doesn't make any sense. And also, this texture is probably not gonna be even being. What? This isn't probably gonna be used. So it's gonna be texture 2D. It's gonna. Oh, what? I don't know how const works. C-sharp. Turn distance. Vector 2. Okay. Dot X. Oh my god. I've been casting too much. Too much casting. Tile class. Well, I can just go and tile texture. But there's gonna be some kind of error here. So I've already got this chunk manager, and then when it comes to update, I can basically take in chunk manager dot from sprite patch. Um, chunk manager. The updates will just basically load stuff around, and it doesn't really unload stuff. Take it in, it already contains. If it does not contain it, then you add the new chunk. Add that new chunk to that particular position, X and Y, tile texture, and then that's basically the key. I kind of understand it, but not fully. So once there are errors on, right? Once I see the errors, then that's the time where I can finally understand it. I hope so. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, object reference sets to an instance of an object. What? I knew it was a bad idea to use ChatGPT. Okay. No, I cannot get it because obviously I did not follow what ChatGPT wanted. So I taken tile atlas spreadsheet, generate chunk x, and basically I generate it. So I have random values within these types. And when it comes to drawing, I'm going to draw a sprite patch. Pause. And then chunk chunks contain x and y texture. Chunk patch. I don't even know how this is supposed to work. So I take in tiles, right? And nobody even accesses it. Nobody accesses tiles. Oh my god, ChatGPT, nobody accesses it. Or maybe I just don't see it anywhere. Yeah, it's just nobody accesses it. Nobody does. So you got this, then draw it. Then what you can do is tell atlas frame. It's gonna be equal to tiles x and y because it's an integer. So I just set this. And what I'm doing next. Wait a second. What's there again? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Isn't it like the tiles, the chunk? Yeah, it's the chunk. Ah. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I get it. Styles is equal to yeah. Wait, but how do you initiate a is there like a size here? C chart initialize to the array. Wait, doesn't make sense. So I see. So this is like size 16 by 16 tiles per chunk. Huh? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Huh? I mean, do I do it like this? Oh, whoa. It worked. Okay, that's really stupid. That's not how you're supposed to do that. Mm, I mean, I have it here. Oh, yeah, I guess that's really how you're supposed to do it. Okay, this isn't gonna work. Oh, wait, whoa. Wait, did it crash? Okay, this is really bad. It actually kind of crashed. Oh no! End task. Whoa. Because probably I'm unloading way too much. Probably because I'm adding way too much, right? Is that it? This was a bad idea. This was a really bad idea. I just don't understand this. I'm a beginner. So I just keep on making new chunks for each, x and y position. In the x and y position, it's in between, the render distance to the player. This is the x and y position. And load chunks around. You know what? Let me just unload it. It's just that I want to understand if it's actually working or not. So, if I were to generate a chunk, basically, where was this used? I don't remember. It's not used anywhere. It doesn't make sense. Um, tiles. Tiles new. Whatever. Tiles X and Y. It's not used. What? Wait, it's public, right? Yeah, it's public, so it's probably going to be used somewhere. Okay, fine. I'm gonna restart. Draw sprite manager. There's all tiles. So this is the chunk. Chunk manager. Update chunks. Get chunk. Draw chunk. Wait, what? Isn't there like already a draw function for the chunk? Like, there's a draw here. So when it comes to chunk manager, I just have to loop through it. Okay, lesson learned. It's gonna be private const int. No. Fills a chunk with grass plus every height. Turns the tile. Set tile. Modifies the tile for building. Yeah, I guess. There's all types of chunk. Wait, what is a chunk? What is a chunk? Is it one tile? Chunk. Chunk is a group of tiles. Just a single tile. Think of it. Ah? See, it's really just the concepts that I need. As it turns out, I just cannot achieve much if I'm recording. I'm not sure, maybe that's the case. Why? But might as well just continue on. So base is at player position. So my goal is just to render the chunk first. So I want to have a chunk generator for now. And to do that, might actually need this. So this is basically when you create a new chunk, you have that particular chunk. Okay, I guess. So private tiles. Might as well copy as well this one. And basically there's just a set of chunks. Sprite patch. So since this is we're talking about the sprite here, then in this tile canvas dot frame is equal to tiles x and y. Now this isn't gonna work, but this is the main idea behind it. there needs to be position. So it's gonna be basically 4, and yeah, wait, so just copy and paste this code. Stupid me. So yeah, so I kind of just this is pretty pointless. Chunk manager, useless, and you're useless as well. Oh, what are you? Chunk manager? Heck, you're stupid. So wait, is this only chunk? Yeah, chunk x chunk x. Algebra is not set. What the hell do you mean? Uh, hey, what? Holy, what the hell? Wait, I don't get it though. It's over here. I see. It's the same problem. I'm experiencing the same problem. Oh, stupid. What? This always happens. It's nothing new. Okay. Mm, well, the only thing left is for me to actually draw it. So it's gonna be that's junk. And I wanna see. So when I draw it, I have this particular thing here. Right, so for whatever cha 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 choo choo choo. Now let me see. Whoa, what the hell? Okay. Yeah, there you go. Your first chunk. Let's go. I'm happy. Yay. Now the only thing left is, yeah, there you go. A randomized chunk. Okay. So none of this is randomized. I want to see this very end. Let me do that again. Please, please, please. Ooh, oh wait, it's the same. Ah, okay. This is what you call seed-based. Oh wait, it's really long. Holy. But when I'm drawing it, I'm actually drawing everything. That's kind of like a bad thing. Um, I'm drawing everything, as it seems. And the chunk size is actually really big. I could just make it like 16. So it's because of the seed, and so it happens that it's like it gives a fixed whatever. Oh wait, it changed. No, never mind, it changed. And so now I only need is the chunk manager. So public chunk manager. And what I need here is stuff that the chunk actually needs. Ah yes, it's gonna be private dictionary. It's gonna be actually wait. It's gonna be chunk. Um, so there's like an update chunks function that you call for a chunk manager. So get chunk, draw chunk. So what are the functions? So object manager initializes like the chunk system. Uh, the chunks loads and unloads chunks based on player position. Retrieves a chunk from memory, creates if missing. Ah, well, I'm gonna be doing this later on, and draws all of the chunks. So, isn't it like something that's public? So it's like an update chunks, public update chunks, and what it actually needs is the player position and then the render distance. So, vector to player pos, and then int and distance. So basically, you can make a player pos. I'm gonna say pos x to int, but there is something quite wrong. It's actually trying to get the chunk. So you divide it by the chunk size, divided by chunk, that chunk size times 1000. Wait, why? Why? Why do this? My computer determines which chunk the player is in based on position. This is the precision where coordinates outside the site from. Ah, yes, of course. That's because, yeah, totally understandable. You get the player position, divide that by the chunk size, and divide that by, multiplied by each tile size. Pretty cool. I understand. divide this by it's gonna be how do you access the chunk? So chunk is like a static. So that is why it is done so. Public static const. And that's the reason why this is the case. So that you can say chunk dot chunk size multiplied by basically the sprites um, texture. So private sprites tile atlas. I'm just gonna say on this dot tile atlas tile atlas. So multiplied by basically tile atlas dot frame. And this is going to be the same thing here. So this is the position of these guys. So basically we have discard chunks. Loaded chunks. Yeah. So I'm just basically gonna loop through. my bed, turn. So never mind, I guess. Pretty much just a ChatGPT lover. Huh. Well, now it's done. Basically, I don't understand the thing that's going on here. Actually, there it is. Wait a second. Isn't this like based on the render distance instead of just the player position subtracted by the render distance? Is that what it's supposed to be? I don't understand. Test chunk. So instead of having test chunk, I would have chunk manager and atlas. Okay, that's all it needs. And now that this is gone, uh, no, I don't need to throw it. Instead, I would. So is it like yeah, I guess it's fine. So it's not drawn anywhere. So as I have guessed, it turns out that it's not necessarily the right position. So it's not at the right position. So when I basically loaded it, it's not there. Yeah, I didn't have it anyways. Right. I wasn't able to do it. And I'm not gonna call it here because it's gonna crash. So it's gonna be chunk. Ah, wait. Where is this? Holy what? This again? Why? It's happening again. I mean, I called it once, and then so basically loop through the x values. Ah, I see. It's a lot. It's just a lot. Yeah. So when I say go to world, instead of having this one, I should probably to have it say 16 something. There, and I'm still lagging. I mean, I'm supposed to be lagging, I guess. And it's not necessarily lagging when I'm using There you go. It's lagging so bad. Now, if you compare that to, say, for example, this, there must be something wrong. I'm guessing there is something wrong. This is because this one's smooth. When I do this, somehow it's lagging. Okay. And this is only called fonts. And yet it's lagging so bad. Is it because of this? I mean, what I could do is, just be as stupid of a bastard and just take in like loaded chunks. Basically, a particular point. It's gonna be for chunk X, a new point. Thank you. It's gonna be equal to new chunk. For chunk. Oh. So if I were to just do this, it doesn't lag as well. So I think I get it. This means that there's a bunch of chunks drawn and it's now lagging because of it. So maybe, maybe just maybe, for let's say for example int x is greater than render. Oh wait, it's equal to negative render distance. I don't really get this one though, because as it turns out, it loads a lot of chunks. I guess that's the cause of the crash. It loads a lot of them. Um, I mean, at a particular point, we just basically store a point here. But since I'm checking if int x, so So basically a particular render distance. And we basically have it. Well, that's really a problem because I'm basically loading a lot of chunks at the same time, right? That's just really stupid. Why am I doing that? My guess is that I should be loading just 2 chunks at a certain distance. 2 chunks to the left, 2 chunks to the right. No, 1 chunk to the left, 1 chunk to the right. This is player chunk X, and this is the player chunk Y. And so it's basically a 1 by 1 point. So the render distance is just quite a lot. Honestly, it's a lot. Maybe since it's talking about the chunk, I'll probably just set it to 2. And that probably won't work. You know what? I'm giving myself a harder time by basically not trusting ChatGPT when I could just trust ChatGPT. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Right? Pretty cool. Yay! I feel so smart. Never mind. So now it's just drawing this small thing. And yeah, that's about it. And since the hell am I thinking about? What is this? How to change the value? What's gonna happen? Nothing changed. Even if it said 16 something. Now it's lagging. So I should have said something like 1? Like, that doesn't make sense. So render distance. So now it's gonna be looping for less values. Guess I'm using that. Okay. I guess I gotta depend on ChatGPT now. Oh no, this is really bad. Active chunks. I didn't make that earlier. Uh, there. There you go. Alright. And yeah. Stupid me. I just depended on ChatGPT. Oh, it's basically removed. It was removed immediately. So not supposed to be removed though. I guess. When I go to world, maybe if I were to like put this chunk manager on update, it will probably work out. Nothing's happening. And because of the value that I gave it, something like 4, will work out. Yeah, it's not working. So I'm removing it. So which var chunk chunks if contains chunk key. Chunks to remove. Hey, but it removes it every time. Which is not what's supposed to be happening. So chunks to remove. I think this should only happen if certain chunks were out of the render radius. So right? So it's gonna be like public void out render, something like that. What is going on? Why is fine, fine, fine. I'll listen. Okay. Oh, where's my cursor? What happened? What? My input is invisible. How am I supposed to know where I am? I need to take a bit of rest. There you go. Wait a second. This one removes them immediately. Shouldn't you check first? Okay. Somebody's here. Just took a bit of rest. All right. So it's supposed to work though. Hmm. Which is pointless though, because if it removes it, then it's no longer going to be in loaded chunks. So how can I draw it if it's no longer there? So this is just stupid. Come on, man. Alright. Yes. Ah, okay. I think that actually makes sense. If active chunks contain chunk key, chunks to remove, why does it remove it? That's the point. I see. From my bed night tonight, I saw him whom my soul loves. I found him. I will rise up and go out in the city, in the streets and in the whatever it says. Of course, the watchmen will go out in the city, find me. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That. Oh, oh. there's something wrong. The position doesn't really change. So it's like the chunk is being placed at a position that's, yeah, it's being placed at the same position as it was before. That's really funny. I don't really understand this X thing here. So when you go to chunk, right, because X is based on basically just X and Y. I honestly think that I need to put in some kind of position here. But no, actually the chunks needs to have a position already. So because you have Dallas, you have this, man. Oh wait, it's just that the position they have is based on whatever. So when I go to chunk manager, I'm drawing them. Yeah. So I need to pass in like the key so that there is like chunk position or something. I don't know. Wait, is it like chunk X? So basically chunk plus. So instead of doing it at basically pause, I'm gonna add basically chunk plus. What? You're kidding me. You're kidding. So when you go to, yeah, I don't understand a thing. Oh, hey, what's going on? They're being placed above each other. So isn't this like the position? Yeah. But it's a very small value because it was divided by this. It was added basically by chunk x per chunk y. Oh wait, but it's actually working? Oh. Yeah, that's amazing. What? It's actually, never mind. Okay, can I put in one? Let's see how it's actually working. Okay, there's actually no way to check it out. Oh, it's actually beautiful. That's beautiful. So magnificent. Alright, and so the chunk base has been done. And the only thing left is for me to actually clean the code. So set active chunks, remove chunks, not included in active. Basically, that's true. Self-explanatory. As it turns out, when you're drawing the chunk, actually, take the chunk position. This one right here looks really ugly. So I'm guessing that I want to actually get the position of the chunk itself within the view. So it's not just going to be always that. So when I say set in chunk key x, chunk key y, whatever that is, maybe I need to pass in chunk pause here instead, so that it's going to be easier. So I'm actually done. I have now the world generation. So it's going to be chunk pause. It's going to be like chunk key dot x. Multiply it to the player. Chunk dot chunk size. Honestly, I think what I've done is already okay. But it's just really confusing when you're passing in chunk x and chunk y. Then you go to chunk, and then this is the chunk pause. Like it's really, really ugly. Okay. Alright. This is actually worked. It actually worked. Of course I use ChatGPT, that's why it worked. But you know, I just use the tool. That's about it. Random top I will rise now and go about in the city, in the streets and in the square. Okay, check X. Okay po. Okay. Okay, guys. Uh-huh. So there you go. I have now applied the chunk base there. That's, yeah. Oh, the heck? What the heck's going on? Um, yeah. I found him not. This is where it ends. I've successfully added a chunk-based system, and the only thing left is adding uh, types, I mean patterns, design, basic adding noise, and I'm not really sure how to do that. I might use a different spreadsheet, and there you go.